about 6 blue ones.
Well, that lets me out.
Me too.
I'll raise you. And, I'll tap you. 3 jacks.
Well, that's too bad. 3 little aces.
Looks like Lady Luck's forgotten my address.
A fellow can't win all the time.
I don't seem to be able to win any of the time.
Why don't you go home?
Well, I don't understand. I can't lose all the time.
That's just it, Sap. You can't win.
Dad, don't pay attention. She's just clowning.
Yeah, your luck will change, sure.
If I were you, I'd scram out of here while I still had my hat and coat.
Well, it's kind of late. I think I'll be going. I had a nice game. Thank you. I didn't realize it was so late. Thanks again.
What's the matter with you? We could have taken that guy for 20 grand. You know, for 2 cents, I'd slap your teeth out.
Take it easy, will you, Chief? What's wrong with you, baby? Gee, you never...
There's nothing wrong with me, and there was nothing wrong with you either till you hooked up with him.
Give me the word, boss, and I'll front of you.
Shut up. Ever since you've tied up with that dame, I've had nothing but trouble. Now get out of here before I change your face. Get out before I throw you out.
You don't have to throw me out. I was going anyway. I'm sick of you, the lot of you, and I'm fed up with your racket.
Yeah, and don't take anything that don't belong to you either.
Don't worry, I'm not taking anything I didn't bring.
Say, what's the idea?
That's what I want to know. Move that mirror.
Oh, okay, lady.
Hilda, darling. Oh.
How are you, Mom?
Oh. Your train must have been early.
Yeah, I guess it was a little. Gee, it's good to see you, Mom.
How are you, darling? Well, let's get your bag. Well, you must be dead.
Oh, no, I feel fine. But let's have a look at you, Mom.
Well, it'll have to be a pretty quick look. Family haven't left yet. I never known such a hustle and bustle. This year, they're all going to different places.
What for?
Oh, they're at it again. Same thing, digging.
Digging what?
Oh, I don't know, fossils and mummies and things.
Oh.
I'll go and see if there's anything else they want. And you go in there and fix your things, and you come up as soon as they're gone.
Sure, I will, Mom.
Goodbye, Olga.
Goodbye, Robert. If anything happens, you know where to reach us.
Goodbye. Goodbye, dear. Don't forget to write now.
All right, Robert. Goodbye, William. Goodbye, Mother. Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Robert. Have a nice trip.
Olga, I've made up my mind. I'm not going.
Mr. Robert, you've gone away every summer. What'll your father say?
Well, I'll worry about that later. Right now, I've got a great opportunity. I'm going to write a special series of articles for the Globe. I'm going to be a newspaper man.
You're not going away at all?
I'm going to stay right here.
Oh.
Well, what's the matter? Is anything wrong?
No, Mr. Robert, there isn't anything wrong. Only, well, you see, well, it's so lonely here in the house when you all go away each summer. I've had my daughter come here to stay a few weeks.
That's perfectly all right. That's fine. Just forget that I'm in the house. Besides, it'll be nice to have your child around.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Robert, as long as you don't mind.
Not at all. Pat her little feet around the house.
Mr. Randall on the phone.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Wilson. This is Robert Randall. You know, Professor Randall's son.
Oh, yes, of course. How is Professor Randall?
Fine. It's nice of you to ask. But, Mr. Wilson, I've decided to accept that position.
No. Well, now, that's just dandy, Mr. Randall. I can hardly wait to have you start.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Tomorrow, then. Thank you very much. Goodbye. I beg your pardon. Were you looking for somebody?
No. Were you?
Me? Oh, no. Is there anything I can do for you? Miss.
Just call me Hilda.
Well, won't you sit down, Miss Hilda?
Thanks.
It's rather warm this evening, isn't it?
No, I didn't think so.
Oh? Well, it's warmer than it was yesterday.
I don't think that makes a great deal of difference. Do you?
Well, no, not really.
Say, you waiting for someone?
Me? No. I live here. I'm Robert Randall.
You're Robert Randall. I'm so happy to meet you.
Are you?
Yes. You see, I'm the housekeeper's daughter.
You're Olga's daughter?
Yes.
Well, isn't that nice?
Oh, there you are. I see you've met Mr. Randall.
Yes, we've met.
How nice. Don't you think it's time you came along now?
Oh, yes, Mom.
Yes, Olga. I'll put out the lights in here.
Thanks. Good night, Mr. Robert.
Good night, Olga.
Good night.
Good night.
Violets?
No.
They're nice and fresh.
No, I told you no.
But they're awful to scrap.
Benny, what are you doing that for?
Oh, this makes the violets live longer.
Sure now, and does it?
But it kills people.
Oh, Benny, you said the funniest things. Go on, get along with you. Good night, Gladys. Good night.
Good evening, Miss Fontaine.
Hello, Benny.
Oh, gee, you look awful pretty tonight.
Why, Benny, you tell me that every night.
Well, are you still my girl?
Why, Benny, of course I am. Why, Floyd, what are you doing?
Never mind. Where have you been? It's late.
Well, I had to take my makeup off.
Come on. We've got something to talk about.
Oh, I'm tired. Floyd, honest tired. I'd like to go home.
Now, this is business. Get in.
I'm not interested, Floyd. I'd better go home.
Mm-hmm. I'll close the door. Have a drink.
No more, thanks. You better lay off, too.
Where are you going?
I'm going to make some coffee.
Who wants coffee?
I do. Why, Benny. What are you doing here?
Oh, I was afraid something might happen to you.
Hey, what goes on? You gonna take all night with that coffee?
I'll be right there. You better go. He might get sore if he thought you were here.
Oh, but I make good coffee. I'll just watch it for you.
All right. Be quiet.
I know guys that can turn out a 7-course dinner quicker than that.
Send him around sometime. I can't.
Now, you'll cross me up.
Nobody's trying to crush you up. I've got a right to quit when I want to, haven't I?
Yeah, but if I were you, I wouldn't want to.
But I tell you, I can't.
You can't. Why can't you?
Well, I'm on Broadway now. I'm too well known. I'm in my own show. And...
Oh, so I ain't good enough for you. Is that it? Now where you going?
For that same coffee.
All right, step on it. I don't like to be kept waiting.
Sure, I'll run all the way.
Give this to him. A man like that needs this coffee.
I hope it'll do him some good. Now, you better get out of here before he sees you.
Yes, ma'am.
Here, this'll straighten you out.
Straighten me out. What's the matter with me?
Well, what do you think? Drink it, go on. I'm going to get some, too.
Ah, here, you take this. I don't want any.
Hey, that joint over on 8th Street ain't doing so good, boss.
Well, let's handle that.
Say, what do you know about this? Somebody bumped off that Fontaine dame last night. You knew her, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. What about it? What are you asking me about this for?
Nothing, Chief. Just headlines in the paper, that's all.
All right, forget about it. Hey, that trucking company, look at that, boy. Look at that statement. That good?
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, it was awfully nice of you to let me stay here. Mom told me.
Not at all. It's rather pleasant having the patter of tiny... That is, hearing a friendly footstep around the old house.
What do you call these?
Oh, those are relics from an ancient civilization. My father and I discovered those in the tomb of Tut Ahmed in Egypt. We dig them up, you know.
Oh, I see.
I'm writing a series of articles about them for the Globe.
Say, these aren't bad. What are they for?
They're circlets. The Egyptian kings gave them to their favorite wives.
Well, one of those kings must have been married to a weightlifter.
See, they didn't exactly wear them on their arms. No.
I suppose they're earrings.
You see, a king would give them to his wife. And then when she walked, why, they'd strike together and make this noise.
Oh, I get it. They're for the leg.
Yes.
Well, what's the point?
Well, you see, when a king had them on his wife, why, then he knew where she was all the time, and...
Well, why do you want to know where she was all the time?
Well, I guess it was because he was in love with her, and he just wanted to make sure she was all right. That is, not in any trouble or anything, I mean, and... Well, I think I'll see if the papers come. It's awful what's going on around here. In the morning paper, I mean. Look here. Gladys Fontaine's body found in river. Now, that's the kind of newspaper work I'd like to do.
Is it?
Yes. You know, I've made quite a study of criminal psychology. I bet I'd make a good police reporter if they'd only give me the chance.
Well, how do you know they won't give you the chance if you ask them?
No. Well, that is, I don't know.
Well, what are you waiting for? Phone the paper.
Why, I will. Of course I will. Hello? Oh, Mr. Wilson? Well, this is Robert Randall again, Mr. Wilson. I don't want to appear forward, but, well, I've been looking at this Gladys Fontaine case, and, well, you see, Mr. Wilson, I've made a considerable study of the psychological angles of crime, and I think I'd be of great assistance to this reporter you have on the story now, this Deacon Maxwell.
Why, there's no question about it. He needs you. And after all, Deacon's only been doing this work for 30 or 40 years.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Wilson. Thank you very much.
Why, the guy believed me.
What do you think? He said they'd let me. He said they needed somebody like me.
There, you see how easy it is?
Just imagine. All my life I've wanted to do something like this. Right now, I bet you this Deacon Maxwell, well, he's the most famous reporter in this city. I can just see him theorizing, analyzing, putting two and two together and getting...
Now the scotch and soda.
But you do not nothing with the soda. Why don't you just take the scotch?
You tell him, Ed.
You really want to know? You've heard of people who collect stamps, stamp collectors. He collects soda.
Give me the chief. Hello. This is the deacon. Where have you been? I know. But why don't you... Hey, wait a minute. You tell him, Ed.
Hello. Oh, yeah. Well, the deacon located a cab driver who claims he drove a dame answering Gladys Fontaine's description down to the waterfront early this morning.
What about the cab driver?
He's talking to him now. Oh, wait a minute. Here comes the deacon.
Sorry, Chief, he won't talk. No? Well, listen.
What happened?
What happened? Why, nothing. She just got me wrong, that's all. Cab driver? Oh, yes, the cab driver. Say, this cab driver looks like the kind of a guy who'd recite the Gettysburg Address at Macy's window for $10.
Hey, wait a minute.
He says $20.
Hey, Deacon, they're about to give those guys the works.
Thank you, my fine feathered friend. Well, Tony, I'll see you later.
All right, boys, take your places. Quiet down, they're coming in. Come on, sit down.
And that, my friend, is why I never drink the soda.
Did anybody ever tell you you were a smart guy, Deacon?
Nobody ever had to.
I beg your pardon, but you're the deacon. I mean Mr. Maxwell, aren't you? And you're Mr. O'Malley, as ace photographer, I know. Well, my name's Randall. Robert Randall. Certainly very happy to meet you, gentlemen. I presume you've been informed that I'm to report to you. You know, I'm going to work with you on this assignment. I understand that there's a great spirit of camaraderie and allegiance among newspaper men. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to being one of you. I hope you feel that way about me.
Looks like the kind of a guy who'd borrow money.
What's the difference? With all your dough, you wouldn't lend him any.
You know why?
Why?
You've heard people who save stamps. You know stamp collectors?
Yeah.
I collect money.
Come on, sit down.
Don't look now, but we got company.
Is that the lot of them?
That's it.
A crime has been committed. A crime that I personally am going to see does not go unpunished. We're going to find the murderer if we have to tear the whole town apart. You guys were picked up along the waterfront about the time that Fontaine girl died. She was murdered. Maybe you know something about it. I ain't saying you do, but I ain't saying you don't. Where was you about 2 o'clock this morning?
I don't know.
You don't know? What do you mean you don't know?
I ain't got no watch.
Quiet!
Quiet, all you guys.
Yes, and that goes for you, too.
Say another crack like that and I'll throw you all out of here.
Crack.
Where was you?
I was over at the L&J having a cup of coffee and a piece of pie.
What kind of pie?
Pipe down, smart guy.
I beg your pardon.
Huckleberry pie.
Oh, thank you.
Well, Benny, so you're here again.
Yes, sir.
I suppose you're going to tell me that you killed this girl, too.
Oh, yes, I did. But I didn't mean to. Honest, I didn't.
You didn't mean to. I know. Just a little accident, huh?
No, I meant to kill him.
Him? Who was him?
He was a bad man.
Who was?
I don't know.
If you don't know, then what do you want to kill him for?
Because Gladys Fontaine was my girl.
Gladys Fontaine, your girl? Why, she could have had to pick a Park Avenue just like that.
Your girl? Don't make me laugh.
But she was so my girl. I tell you, she was my girl. Honest, you gotta believe me, she was my girl. She really was. She was my
Take
girl.
this
You gotta
Casanova
believe
away
me.
from me. He's
You gotta
killing me.
believe me. She
Come
was
on,
my
sit down, you little rat.
But you gotta believe me, she was my girl.
Come on,
Honest, she
sit
was.
down.
She was my
Just
girl.
sit
I
down.
tell you, you gotta believe me.
Pardon me, gentlemen. It's entirely unnecessary to manhandle the little fellow. Obviously, this is a case of acute introversion. We have here a hebephrenic, a dementia victim, a common and easily recognized form of schizophrenia. Under the circumstances, and when subject to mental stress or physical intimidation, the victim is willing, sometimes eager, to confess to anything at all. It's also obvious that brute force will avail you nothing.
Brute forward. That's all there is for today. These guys don't know anything, and they never will. Turn them loose, every one of them. Well, that's all. Get out.
A schizophrenic.
Huckleberry pie.
You believe she was my girl, don't you?
Why, certainly, Benny. Of course I do.
Oh, gee, that's awful nice.
That's all right. Say, where are you going, Benny?
Oh, me? Oh, I don't know. Nowhere.
You got any money?
Oh, no.
You take this and go get yourself something to eat.
I beg your pardon. Did you say your name was Randall?
Well, yes, that's right.
Ed, there's been a terrible mistake.
Why, I don't see how this could have happened.
Oh, we must apologize. We didn't understand.
Well, that's all right.
Ed, I want you to meet Robert Randall, a distinguished contemporary, a man of letters, and a true gentleman of the press.
Why?
We want to welcome you to the glorious fraternity of the Fourth Estate, and again, let me apologize.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, unfortunately, I cannot consider it all right. Ed, we must take steps to make amends, to cement this newfound friendship, to pledge our threefold allegiance to a common cause, to down the past, to drown the future. What do you say, Ed?
Oh, Churchill la femme.
That's a good idea, too. But first, we got to have dinner.
Oh, yes, that's fine.
But next time, remember, it's on me.
Oh, yes, Mr. Maxwell.
Forget to remind me.
Will.
Yes, yes. Sure, there's music. I'm up at Vandergool's Park Avenue penthouse. Biggest society party of the year. Sure, I'm no dope. Why, I got my eye on a society dame right now that can blow the whole yarn higher than a kite. If I can only get her to talk. I'm telling you, she knows all the answers. Yeah. Yeah? Yeah, I'll let you know how I make out. Yeah? More later. I just thought of something. I'll see you all in a minute.
Funny, I just thought of the same thing.
That Deacon's one of the greatest newspaper man that ever lived. Yes, he's a gene. Well, he's the greatest newspaper man in the world, that's what. You want to know why?
No, thank you.
Well, I'll tell you. When there's no news, he invents his own. Just makes it up. Say, why don't I do that? Why don't I make up some news? I'll show him. I'm a great newspaper man myself. Do you want to know how that body was found in the river?
No, thank you.
Well, I'll tell you. She was walking across the bridge. She fell in.
Oh, no. No, she was thrown in.
Sure, she was thrown in. She was thrown off a bridge, that's what.
No. She was thrown off a houseboat.
Houseboat? Whoever. What houseboat?
The green and white one. On the foot of Macy Street.
Say, that's better yet.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Wilson? This is Mr. Randall. Robert Randall. Look, I got all the dope for you on that Fontaine girl, dame.
You have? Say, that's great.
Yeah, she's thrown off a houseboat by a bad man.
What houseboat?
The green and white one at the foot of Macy Street.
Yes, but who was the guy?
The guy?
Hello? Hello?
Goodbye.
Hey, Collins! Hold everything!
Just as we're having fun, and that blonde is beginning to care, you want to take this guy home.
I couldn't let him sleep under the table all night, could I?
Why not?
Well, it took me 5 minutes to wake him up to pay the last check.
Well, you could have paid it.
What, lose my amateur standing? How do you feel, Bobby boy?
Bobby boy. Bobby boy. Why don't you marry the guy?
He didn't ask me to. And besides, what are you kicking about? You had a good time, didn't you?
All right, it's over. I'm for dumping the guy on the doorstep and going home.
Quiet, will you? This guy throws money around like it was water.
So what?
So I want to be around when the tide comes in.
Say, on the level, is this where you live?
Well, don't you like it?
That's all right.
No, I wouldn't like it, but if you insist.
Of course he insists.
Well, in that case, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't.
I don't either, as long as one of you guys pays his fare. 75 cents.
That's all right, gentlemen. I've got it.
Well, if you insist.
Yeah, keep the change.
Thanks.
Hey, wait a minute, I think we're being followed.
Oh, I bet you. Come along. You mean you all want me to stay here, too?
Not all, but a majority. Come on.
This'll make you feel better, Mr. Roberts.
Oh, thank you.
Don't worry about your friends. I put that funny little one in the chauffeur's bedroom. And Mr. Maxwell and Mr. O'Malley, I know, are comfortable in your brother's room.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
And this guy wants to be a newspaper man.
Yeah, and you wanted to dump him on a doorstep.
Say, do you snore?
Only when I'm asleep.
He's awful polite, isn't he, Mom?
Why shouldn't he be? He's a gentleman. Perfect gentleman, I always say.
I kind of like that.
Tell me more about him. Land sakes, there's nothing more to tell. Are you finished with that orange juice? Now I'll go see if the papers come.
you scared me.
Oh, I'm the one that's Benny.
Yeah, I know. Mom told me about you. Breakfast will be ready in a minute.
Gosh, you're pretty. Oh, you're awful pretty.
Oh, you're fooling.
Oh, no, ma'am. You're even prettier than she was.
Who was she?
She was my girl.
Isn't she your girl anymore?
Oh, no. No, she's gone. They're all gone now.
Oh. Bet you're a regular lady killer.
Oh, yes, ma'am, but I didn't mean to. Honest, I didn't. No, I haven't got no girl.
Oh, don't feel so badly, Benny. I'll be your girl.
Oh, will you?
Sure I will.
Oh, gee, that's nice. If you really mean it.
Sure I mean it. Now, how about some breakfast?
Oh, no, thank you, ma'am.
Not even coffee?
Oh, no. No, ma'am.
What's the matter? Afraid it'll keep you awake?
Oh, no. I like to make coffee. Sometimes when I make coffee, it puts him to sleep.
Gee, Benny. Sometimes you're awful funny.
Oh, but you are my girl. You said you'd be.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, why, good morning, Mr. Bennett.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
That's Mr. Robert. He wants his breakfast.
May I take it up to him, Mom?
Why, yes, if you like.
Thanks.
I'll bring up the coffee.
Gee, she's pretty.
Oh, yes.
Come in, Olga.
Good morning.
Where's Olga?
Mother said I could bring up your breakfast.
I don't want any this morning.
Isn't there something I can do for you?
Not the way I feel.
I'll get some water.
I don't want any water.
Not to drink, to wear.
Oh.
Hey, Ed, wake up.
What do you want?
Find out the name of that brandy we were drinking last night.
What for?
Oh, boy, it makes you see beautiful women.
I don't see any beautiful women.
You will if you open your eyes.
Uh-oh.
Quiet. You'll wake us up.
You mean to say we're not awake?
Hey, it's moving.
There. You'll feel like a different man in a few minutes.
Whatever I feel like, it'll be a great improvement.
I better go get your friends breakfast now.
And if they feel the way I do, they won't want any.
Oh, you'll live.
Why didn't you tell us? We wouldn't have said anything.
Sure we wouldn't. We're broad-minded.
Yeah, come on. Who's your girlfriend?
Girlfriend? Oh, gentlemen, you misunderstand. She's not my girlfriend. She's the housekeeper's daughter.
Oh, never mind, never mind. Don't change the subject.
Yeah, the subject.
But really, gentlemen, she is. She just brought me my breakfast. If you ring the bell by your bed, she'll bring you yours, too.
She will?
Oh!
Where's the bell?
The bell.
There it is.
I can just see her down at Coney Island with me now.
What do you mean with you? I saw her first.
So what? How about the little hatchet girl at the Paradise? I saw her first, but you grabbed her.
Say, can I help it if she liked me better?
How do you know this one isn't going to like me better?
Well, it's impossible. But if there's any doubt in your mind, I'll tell you what we'll do. From now on, we're gentlemen.
Yeah?
We leave it right up to the girl.
Right. No tricks.
Oh, no going behind each other's backs. Everything on the up and up, in the open. No chiseling.
Right.
We either see her together or not at all, right?
Check.
Come in.
Good Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Ready for your breakfast?
Breakfast? Oh, breakfast, yes.
Yeah, but who was the girl who brought him his breakfast?
Oh, that was my daughter.
Well, who are you?
Oh, I'm the housekeeper.
The housekeeper's daughter?
That's a coincidence. I'm the farmer's son.
Do you mean to say that you're the mother of that charming young girl?
Hilda? Oh, yes.
It's impossible. You're so young, so beautiful yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Maxwell. But, is there anything else you'd like?
Well, there's just one more thing. Tell me, have you any more daughters?
Why, no, Mr. Maxwell.
I know Mr. Maxwell.
Mr. Maxwell. Why, that half-baked snake in the grass? I told you we should have dumped him on the doorstep.
Why don't you stop your beefing?
I'll stop, all right, but this is where you begin. Here, read that.
Well, I'll be... Houseboat clue to murder mystery. Globe scores again as cub reporter directs police to the scene of the crime by Robert Randall. Robert Randall. Why, it's the bunk. Cub reporter puts one over on paper. That's what's happened. Cub reporter. Why didn't you drop on the doorstep?
Me?
No, two other guys. Hello, give me the desk.
Well, what are you so excited about if it's only a gag?
Excited. I'm that excited as counter in my life. Hello, listen. Congratulations on being the biggest half-wit in America. Sure, I said half-wit. Running that Triton 60 point. The Fontaine woman was thrown from a houseboat. Globe's ace cub reporter discovered that, huh? The whole yarn's hooey. Hooey, do you hear? The wild imaginings of distorted brain.
The police are at the houseboat now.
What do you mean the police are there now? At the houseboat? You mean there is a houseboat?
Of course there's a houseboat.
You mean... Hello.
What's the matter? What happened?
Why, that dirty, double-crossing, low-down...
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. She's got the nerve to call it a good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, my foot. Good double-crossing, that's what I call it. And after taking you into the fraternity like we were pals. That's gratitude, that is.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I don't understand.
No, we don't either.
But I didn't have anything to do with this.
No, he didn't. By Robert Randall. I suppose your name's McGillicuddy.
But, gentlemen, really, I don't know anything about it.
You don't know anything about anything. You're a double-crosser and we're through with you. Hey, the chances are that we won't even come back and sleep tonight.
Yeah. Hey, take it easy. We'll just ignore him.
Right.
But really, gentlemen, there must be some...
I know what I'm going to do for a clean suit.
Hey, I thought you were mad.
Well, I'm not that mad.
Well, how do you feel?
Oh, I feel terrible.
Now what's the trouble?
It's this. Look at this. There goes the opportunity I've waited for all my life. Made a fool out of myself and them, too. Had to get drunk.
By Robert Randall. What's the matter with that?
I don't know what that's all about. And now they won't even speak to me. I don't see how this could have happened.
What's happened that's so terrible?
What's happened? Well, it's that story. It's got my name on it, and it's all a fake, don't you understand?
All a fake, my eye.
That's your story.
But fellas, let me explain.
Goodbye, Hilda.
Goodbye, Hilda.
There, you see? I assure you it's all a fake.
But it can't be. The paper wouldn't print it without verifying it.
I don't even remember sending it in.
Well, what difference does that make? More power to you. You can do a better job drunk than those lugs can do sober.
You mean I could have done this when I was intoxicated?
You did it. What more do you want?
Well, what'll I do now?
If I were you, I'd go down to the office and follow it through. If you can do this when you're drunk, you'll be a knockout when you're sober.
Well, I didn't think of that. Well, I will. Sure I will.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Oh.
Well, so you finally dropped in. Did you have a nice night?
Oh, listen, Chief.
Did you sleep well? Did you have a good breakfast?
What's the alibi this time, ace reporter?
Can I help it if I was double-crossed?
Yeah, that was it. We were double-crossed.
Oh.
Hello. Not now, Mabel.
So you were double-crossed, eh? You mean somebody stayed up while you went to sleep? Double-crossed my foot. What are you, a cameraman or a nickel? Where were you when Randall was scooping the pants off you?
See, Chief, I was with him.
Oh, now, isn't that nice? And where was he?
Well, yeah, he was with Rand.
Sure I was, every minute of the time.
You were with Rand? Stop it! Stop it! Stop! You're driving me crazy. Get out of here. You're fired. And where is Mr. Randall now?
That is Mr. Randall now.
Well, Miss Randall, my boy, we're proud of you. We're going to do big things with you, yes, sir. Anybody who can scoop a town like this is all right. You showed these elbow benders a thing or two. Newspaper man, you ought to be selling them, not writing them. Do you suppose you could work up a little paragraph on the weather if I take Mr. Randall away for a little while?
You can take him away from now on from my dough.
From now on, my boy, this is your desk. Now sit down and write me a follow-up. Pour it on till it slops over. Throw in everything but the kitchen sink, get it?
Yes, sir. Well, sir, I think there's something you should know.
Don't tell me about it. Write it and make it sing.
But if you're in the clear, what are you getting all hopped up about?
I don't know. All I know that everything was all right till that Randall came along and tipped off about that houseboat.
They couldn't find out you leased that joint in a million years.
They couldn't find out a lot of things, but they did, didn't they? I'm going to close that Randall's trap. That's what I'm going to do. You guys stay here. Come on with me.
I'd like to speak...
Lefty.
Why, gee, honey. I'm glad to see you.
Why'd you follow me? I told you I was through. Will you please go?
But wait a minute, baby. This is the Randall home, isn't it?
Yes.
But what are you doing here?
My mother works here. She's the housekeeper. Now will you please go?
But I can't go. I've got to see this guy Randall. Chief wants him to lay off this Fontaine case.
What's the Fontaine case got to do with Floyd?
Look, baby, I don't know anything and I don't ask any questions. I just do what I'm told. Now, where's Randall?
Look, let me tell him. You know you can trust me. Please let me tell him. He doesn't know what he's doing.
All right, honey. You tell him. But tell him good, understand?
Sure I will. Thanks, Lefty.
All right, honey. I'd like to see you again.
Please.
Well?
He wasn't home. But guess what? I saw Hilda.
What? In there?
Yeah, she lives there. Old lady's the housekeeper. She's going to tell him.
She's gonna tell him. Now, look, when I tell you to do something, I want you to do it. Now, go back there and smack him.
But I can't. He ain't home, boss.
And come back here and smack him when he is home.
Say, I got a swell idea.
So have I.
Yeah? What is it?
Hilda.
Hilda? I'm talking business.
So am I.
Listen, I have got an idea.
Station 42, please.
Hello?
Hello. Is this Robert Randall?
That's right.
Well, this is the butch talking. I'm warning you. Lay off the Fontaine story, or I'll blow you from under your hat. You understand?
You mean you'd shoot me?
Yeah, then cut your throat out for an encore.
Hello?
Yeah?
Mr. Wilson, I feel that I shall have to resign.
Okay, but don't worry me about it now. You'll have to what?
Mr. Wilson, my life has been threatened.
No, by whom?
Gangsters, denizens of the underworld.
Gangsters, that's great. Terrific. Randall, you're in. You're made.
You don't understand. They're going to shoot me. They even threatened to cut my throat.
Nonsense. These hoodlums can't scare us. Shoot you? I defy them to shoot you. Why, Robert, this is the biggest thing that ever happened, and he's worried about a little piece of throat. Tell O'Malley to bring his camera. We'll defy all gangland. We'll tell them we're not only not going to take their warning lying down, but in a week, 1 week from today, we'll smear the murderer's name all over the front page.
A week?
Sure, it's a cinch. With your brains and our circulation, we can solve 2 murders like that in a week.
Call me, Chief?
Yes, get a picture of Randall here and get a good one. Call up the press room. We're going to build him up till he has to kneel down to pat the flagpole on the Empire State Building.
Hold everything.
Oh, brush that speck off your nose.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah. Parkway 7, 7741. Say, Joe, will you rush that plate up and have it developed?
Hello, Hilda. Say, honey, how would you like to go to the movies tonight? Yeah, I got a couple of passes to the Majestic.
Busy?
Well, it wouldn't hurt you to see it again, would it? Yeah, but Hilda, honey. Okay, Captain. Okay. That's great. That's great. I'll have a cameraman down in 15 minutes. Right. O'Malley, there isn't a better man in the business. Right.
What goes on?
They just found a bunch of the Fontaine dame's love letters. Hot stuff. Wants to get on, take about a dozen shots from every angle. Get it?
There's only one angle I don't get. Who are you talking to?
Why, Captain McPherson at the precinct. Now, come on, get going.
Where are you going?
Down to the houseboat. I got a great angle on that, too. Meet you back here in an hour.
Oh, Mr. Maxwell.
Hello, Hilda. I had hoped that you'd reconsider the movie question.
Oh, Mr. Maxwell, I thought you'd be too busy on that Fontaine case to bother about the movies.
Oh, that. Well, honey, I've got the whole thing practically figured out. Just 1 or 2 moves, and I'll break a story that's got the whole town stumped. The houseboat murder mystery. Say, this is great. Great. The room was like this, just about this size. She was seated on the divan at the end, just about there. Look, do you mind?
Oh, no.
That's fine, fine. Now, you're seated there. We'll work this out. He approached her furtively. He walked around the table like this. He sat down beside her. She looked at him suspiciously, just the way you're looking at me. He moved closer. He put his glass down.
Then she must have put her glass down.
And he slipped his arm around her slowly, like this.
And she attempted to get out of his grasp, like this.
But she didn't have a chance. His was the grip of a mighty man. He pulled her to him closer, closer, closer. Closer.
That isn't the way it happened at all.
No?
No.
Well, how do you know?
Woman's intuition.
Oh, but then you must have a theory.
Oh, yes, I have. Now, look. Why would a man kill a girl he's making love to? It's obvious he wasn't making love to her. She had repulsed him. And he figured out how to get even. You know how? He lay in wait. Now, you get under there and I'll show you.
Yes, but you haven't got the idea.
That's what you think. Go on, get under.
Under there? Then what?
Quiet, I'm thinking.
Good afternoon, Mr. O'Malley.
Good evening, Olga. Nice day. Oh, Hilda.
I'm in here, Mr. O'Malley.
Oh, don't move. Don't move. Flowers for the beauty.
Mr. O'Malley, for me?
Think nothing of it. Think nothing of it.
Why, the minute I laid eyes on you, I figured, now there's a gal that rates orchids.
But these are carnations.
I know, I changed my figures when I got to the florist shop. Look, honey, let's cut out all this social stuff. From here on in, it's Hilda and Ed and Hilda. What do you say?
Mr. O'Malley.
Eddie.
Oh, Ed.
Now you're saying something. Look, honey, what do you say that you and me, did anyone ever tell you you had beautiful eyes?
The wrong people always do.
Don't misunderstand me. But speaking of the wrong people, a gorgeous gal like you isn't safe around an old roue like the deacon.
Oh, I'm sure Mr. Maxwell wouldn't.
Oh, listen, honey pie. There's nothing that Mr. Maxwell wouldn't. Percy the passion flower, that's what the boys down in the office call him. A well-scrubbed vulture in modern dress. Why, do you know they borrow his address book every time the city wants to take a census?
Well, I didn't think Mr. Maxwell thought about anything but his work.
Oh, that's the trouble. That is his work. Now, you take me, for instance. I'm the type of...
Excuse me.
Oh, into each life some rain must fall.
I thought maybe you'd like a cup of coffee.
This is a fine time to be thinking of coffee. I don't want any.
Oh, but I make good coffee.
I don't care if you make it with diamonds. I don't want any.
Oh.
Now, where were we?
Maybe you'd like a cup of coffee.
No, I don't want any coffee.
Who's that? Oh, it's you.
Well, who'd you expect, Charlie McCarthy?
What's the big idea?
Well, a fella's got to go someplace to think.
Think? That must be a name the Greeks had for us.
You see, Edward, we were just reenacting the crime.
Well, of course we were. Anybody but a halfwit could see that. Excuse me, but I just made this fresh.
I don't want any.
Well, I do. Percy the passion flower. That's what the boys on the paper call me, huh?
Never mind that. We're going to be gentlemen, are we? No double-crossing, no tricks.
A well-scrubbed vulture, am I?
Sending me out on a wild goose chase after a lot of phony love letters. The best cameraman in the business.
Well, so I exaggerated. So you're not the best cameraman in the business.
I'm not. Who says I'm not?
You just did.
I'm a liar, huh?
Boys, please. Hello, Robert.
Hello, Hilda.
Oh, company, huh?
Everything go all right down at the paper?
Yes, everything was fine, thanks. But I hope you boys aren't still angry with me.
Why, Bobby boy, how could we be?
Angry with the Globe's ace reporter? Why, it's preposterous.
Well, just a minute. Mr. Robert, there's some man at the door. He wants to see the newspaper man who lives here.
Thank you, Olga. Excuse me.
Just a minute. Where are you going?
Well, there's a gentleman who wants to see me.
When anyone asks for a newspaper man and I'm around, it means me. Get it?
Oh.
Comprendez-vous?
Did you want to see me, my good man?
Are you the guy that writes for the Globe?
Am I? Their ace reporter at your service.
Oh.
My goodness, he's fainted.
Yeah, he fainted with his chin and the guy crossed with his right. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Hope it didn't break his plates.
You mean somebody struck him?
He didn't get it playing cribbage.
You better take him up to bed. I'll call my mother.
You better call his mother. Give me a hand.
Maybe he'd like a cup of coffee.
Listen, if your kisser was pushed around like his, would you like a cup of coffee?
It was a severe blow, but he seems to be coming around all right now.
Oh, good.
That's a relief.
I'm so glad.
So that was it. I was struck by lightning. That's what you think.
Don't worry, my boy. You'll be all right now.
There's no telling how far this may go. I'll probably be the next victim.
Victim?
I was warned that something like this might happen.
Oh. Come here a minute.
Olga, see that he is kept absolutely quiet.
Anything special in the way of diet, Doctor?
Nothing but liquids.
Remember the guy that telephoned this morning and said he was a gangster?
Oh, yes, of course. You mean that was you? Then there aren't any gangsters? Well,
I told you, Chief, that everything's fixed up. I smacked him so hard he'll be out for a week.
So what? He says he's gonna spill the works in a week.
Just newspaper talk, hooey, that's all.
Yeah, that's what I say. What are you guys? Mind readers? Sure, it's newspaper talk. And all it can do is put me in the hot seat. Me, not you guys.
Say, are you sure this is the guy?
Am I sure? What do you mean, am I sure?
This can't be.
What do you mean?
Why can't it be?
Because this ain't the guy I socked.
This ain't the guy you socked. You mean you didn't sock Randall? Why, you...
Oh, take it easy, boss.
Take it easy. You can't trust anybody no more.
I don't anticipate any trouble, if there should be. Good night, Mr. Randall. Thank you.
Hilda, is there anything wrong?
Robert, I don't know just how to tell you this, but this newspaper racket isn't for you. You belong in the work you've been doing. It's big, important.
But I hate it. You yourself said.
I know, but Robert, you've got to listen to me. Don't do any more of this cheap murder stuff. Get out of it now, before it's too late, before there's trouble.
I don't understand. You said... Hilda, do you remember what you told me this morning?
Yes, but now I'm telling you.
Now listen to me. You said that the thing I wanted to do was a thing I should do, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, right now, the thing I want to do.
That's good, boy. You finished all your milk.
Is that your idea of a liquid diet, Olga?
Well, of course. What's yours?
Well, you don't need a knife and fork with bourbon, scotch, or rye, do you?
Mr. Maxwell, and just when I was beginning
To what? To like me?
Ah, nonsense. Now, you get some rest.
I don't want to rest. I'd rather look at you.
Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson.
Yeah?
There's something very important I have to tell you. You see?
Never mind. Don't tell me a thing now. All I want from you right now is more on that Fontaine case. With the build-up we're going to give you, you'll be a hero.
But you don't understand, Mr. Wilson.
I don't have to understand. You just keep on writing. That's all you have to do for me. What have we got there? Okay, this. And you, tell Casey to blow that photo of the mayor in the cowboy hat up to 3 columns.
Yes, sir.
What's the matter with you?
I tried to tell him there were no gangsters, and he wouldn't listen to me. Now he wants me to write a follow-up story.
No gangsters? Is that all that's eating you? I'll give you gangsters for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
He wants to make a hero out of me.
All right. So we'll make you a hero. Circulation. Gangsters. Hello, darling. This is O'Malley. I want to take a picture of a guy being thrown out of the Randall home. Pick me out a month from circulation that looks like a gangster and have him up the house in about an hour, will you? Thanks.
That wouldn't be honest.
He didn't specify he wanted an honest hero, did he? All you have to do when he gets there is throw him out in his ear and I'll take a picture of him. Now, scram.
You really think that's a good idea?
Good? I thought of it, didn't I? I'm never wrong, am I?
I hope not.
What are you doing?
Darning your sock,
Why?
because it's got a hole in it.
It wouldn't be because you like me, would it? You know, I've been doing a lot of thinking lying here in bed. Do you or do you not think I would make a good father?
That's going too far.
Well, why? It's very reasonable. If I marry you, I'll be Hilda's father, won't I?
You mean you marry me?
But certainly, what did you think I meant? Thousands of people do it every day. They've been doing it for hundreds of years. Why shouldn't we? You know, I know I'm rather wild and I've been around a lot, but think of the fun you'd have reforming me.
I think I'll go fix you some dinner.
I told you to tell that Randall guy to lay off, didn't I?
I did tell him, Lefty. Honest, I...
Hello, Edward.
Hello, Bobby boy.
Yeah?
Well, this time I'll tell him.
See, you found the place all right.
I told you one to talk
I
to
know
you,
what's
Adolphe.
expected.
Do you know who that was?
Of course I do.
And you're not afraid?
Afraid? Certainly not. I know what I'm doing.
Listen, come back here. I talked you into this, now you've got to let me talk you out of it. You can't know what you're doing.
But I do. Really, I do.
I just can't figure it out, Chief. You can't figure it out. I'm not asking you to do any more figuring. From now on, I'll do the figuring. I'm gonna get some of the boys and get them quick. I'm gonna get that guy out of my hair now.
I'm the envy of every newspaper man in this city or town. Well, I'm driving the underworld to cover. You saw that. They're afraid of me. Well, I'm making history. History, baby.
You're still my girl, aren't you, Hilda?
Oh, sure, Benny.
Hey, were you looking for a guy from the circulation to do a stunt?
Are you from circulation?
Sure.
Well, I wonder who the guy was. Here. Grab this taxi and take that down the paper in a hurry. Go on.
Yeah, sure. Hey, who's going to pay the cab fare?
Try and collect it from Wilson.
Oh.
I do. I do. I do.
Say, you all right?
I'm fine. Hey, congratulate me. I'm going to marry Olga.
Married? Olga?
Yeah.
What's the name of that doctor?
What doctor?
Concussion. He was afraid of that. Come on, get to bed, will you?
What? I've never felt better in my life. What's this you got here?
Well, what's the date?
3rd of July?
What's tomorrow?
4th of July.
Fireworks.
Fireworks? Why, you can't bring fireworks into a house like this. The first thing you know, they'd explode and catch fire, and then there would be a... I know, but the doctor said I was on a liquid diet.
That's what he said.
Now, just a minute. We gotta do this thing right. Remember the Battle of the Marne.
Are we gonna do that again this year?
Sure we are. Now, you be the bad guys, and I'll be the good guys.
Listen, why do I always have to be the bad ones?
Because I always have to be the good ones. And listen, be careful. I'm wearing my good hat.
All right, I'll aim at your head.
Hey, look out, that ain't fair.
What are you doing here? Who do you want?
Randall, where is he?
He's not here.
Well, we'll wait till he gets here.
Wait a minute, Chief.
Shut up. I'm tired of waiting. Now get in there. Keep it quiet, or I will. Get in there. Hurry up. Turn the lights out.
Good evening.
Oh, Mr. Wilson, come right in.
Why, Mr. Wilson.
Robert, I'm glad you're at home. I want to congratulate you.
Not home, eh?
You've done a fine job, my boy. A fine, heroic job.
Me?
Exactly. And I'm proud of you. I only regret that I wasn't there to help you. I'd have shown them a thing or two. It would give me the world of pleasure to tear those yellow, cowardly gangsters limb from limb.
But, Mr. Wilson, I've tried to tell you, but, well, there aren't any gangsters, Mr. Wilson.
Why, certainly not. They're on the run. There aren't any gangsters? There aren't any gangsters?
No, sir. I tried to tell you, Mr. Wilson. That's just a stunt that Mr. O'Malley thought up.
You mean to tell me this is phony?
Well, yes, sir.
You're fired. You, a reporter. A trickster, that's what you are. Phony gangster. So, this wasn't bad enough. You're up to more tricks. Gangsters. Why, you don't even look the part. Phonies. For 2 cents, I'd throw you out myself.
But I don't know anything about this.
Step in the parlor, buddy, and will and load.
Come on, Grandpa.
You take your hands off.
Come on, sister. Just a minute. You know whose house this is?
That don't make no difference to me. Get going.
Come on, get over there, sister. Come on.
Get over there. If this is your idea of a joke, you're not fooling me for a minute. Take your hands off me, you phony.
Shut up! Phonies, eh?
These dramatics don't scare me.
Then maybe this will.
Well, that takes care of him.
These men aren't phonies. I've been trying to tell you that right along. That's Lefty Gertz, that's Floyd Miller, and this is Chuck.
How do you know who these men are?
Shut up, you.
You can't talk to her like that.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
I'm taking this coffee to the bad man.
Yeah? Well, I'm just as bad as he is.
And so am I.
Oh, but you mustn't drink this coffee.
Yeah.
But you...
All right. Wait a minute. 50-50. He's looking at you.
Now I want to know what you know.
About what?
About the Fontaine case. You're going to spill who killed her. Well, who did kill her?
I don't know anything about it.
You said you're going to spill within a week. Well, you spill that now.
How can he if he doesn't
Now,
know?
you shut up. I'm going to give you just 3 seconds to come across. On here.
Somebody up on the roof. Go upstairs and find out.
Okay, boss.
You go outside and take a look.
Right.
Somebody's on the roof. Let's take him. Indians.
Square him out of here. What about the chief? Well, what about him? Come on. Come on.
Listen. There's a murder at the Randall house.
Shall I send a reporter?
A reporter, no. Send the police department, the fire department, and the riot squad, and the Marines if they're not busy. Stand by.
The guy's dead and there ain't a mark on him. Say, it must be some kind of mysterious poison gas.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Well, this is outrageous. What's going on here?
Exactly. How dare you?
Quiet, lady, quiet.
I refuse to be quiet. I demand that you leave my house immediately and take him with you.
Sorry, lady. He's dead.
Oh.
Now, look what you've done. Never mind what we done. It ain't nothing compared to what we're gonna do.
Top, or I'll blow all out to pieces.
Well, look out, he's got enough TNT to blow up half the city. Take it easy, Deke, please. Easy, Deke. Easy now, don't, please, Deke. He's crazy.
Is he really nuts?
He's out of his mind. Put that gun away. Humor him. Take it easy, Deke. Think of the women and children.
Yeah, think of the women and the children.
Into the other room. We'll find out what this is all about. You two.
Hey, he's dead.
Dead? You'll all be dead.
Oh, we ain't after you.
Deke.
Hey, we was clowning, fella.
He ain't. He's out of his mind. Put those guns away. The man's a maniac.
Drop those guns. Drop them guns.
He's nuts. He's crazy. He's out of his mind. Look out. Think of the women and children. Easy.
Good afternoon. I'm Mr. Wilson.
How do you do?
Take it easy.
Quiet, everybody, and be careful. When I see guns, I get mad. And when I get mad, I blow up people. Now, one false move out of any of you, and I'll like this. And if I do, you'll all be blown into the middle of the East River.
The deacon's gone crazy. He's going to blow us all up.
Come back here, you. Come back here!
4th of July.
Get in there!
Yes, sir.
You smart guy. Now you're gonna get it with the rest of them.
Yeah, well, I was just...
Get back there. Now we're gonna get down to business. What do you want? What do you want?
Well, I thought maybe you'd like a cup of coffee.
Coffee?
But
What kind of a joint is this?
I made it specially for you.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Oh, no. No, that's
Keep
for...
quiet.
But it's for him.
Think you could pull a smart one on me and get away with it, huh? I'm gonna let you all have it. The whole bunch of you.
Wait a minute. You can't kill a lot of innocent people. I'm Robert Randall. I wrote that story and I know the answer. I know who killed Gladys Fontaine. I'm the only one who does know. So if you're going to kill anybody, I'm your man. I am, do you hear?
What is this, Alice in Wonderland? You don't know whether it's Tuesday or August. He was drunk when he wrote that yarn. He doesn't know who killed Gladys Fontaine, and he won't until I tell him. I tipped him off about that houseboat. I may not know all the answers, but at least I know the important ones. I'm the little girl that can put you right square in the hot seat.
You ain't gonna live long enough to put anybody in a hot seat.
What do you know about all this?
Go on, speak up, baby.
Sure, I will. I'm sorry, Mom. When you thought I was working out of town, I wasn't. I've been working for them. I've been part of their racket.
She's trying to protect us. I don't believe it.
No, you don't. What do you think I am, psychic? I walked out on them the night I came here.
This is outrageous. I won't have this awful woman in my house. Leave the premises immediately. Immediately.
This is the girl I'm going to marry. You can't talk like that to her, Mother.
No, to my daughter.
You're the daughter of the woman I'm going to marry. How dare you, madam?
You're going to marry Olga?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I'm giving notice.
Right.
You can't leave me at a time like this.
You try and think of a better time, lady.
Quiet! What are you trying to do? Make a monkey out of me?
Listen, Floyd, plugging this crowd isn't going to get you anywhere, so forget it.
Say, why don't you keep your nose out of this?
Hey, wait a minute. What's this all about?
Well, that guy there's trying to pin the rap for the Fontaine dame on me. He's trying to say that I killed her. Well, I didn't kill her. Nobody killed her. She just keeled over.
Hey, what do you know about it? Were you at the houseboat?
Houseboat? I didn't say anything about a houseboat. I don't know anything about a houseboat. I don't know anything about anything.
You do so. I saw you there.
You saw me, you little rat.
You gave her the coffee. I made it for you, but you gave it to her.
Coffee? What's coffee got to do with it?
Wait a minute. I think I've got something. Now, Benny, think carefully. Did that man out there in the hall drink any of your coffee?
Yes, but I made it for him.
Now, wait a minute. You say you were at the houseboat. You made that coffee. You poisoned it, didn't you? You put poison in it.
Yes. Yes, because he's a bad man.
Coffee. Now I remember, sometimes it puts them to sleep.
That's it.
Did you make this too? Yes, but I meant it for him. He took Gladys Fontaine to the houseboat, and he... Oh.
Floyd, you've got to do something about Lefty. He drank that coffee.
Shut up. That's his hard luck.
I'm going to get a doctor.
Stay where you are.
I'm going to get a doctor.
Stay where you are.
Listen! The police!
Don't move anybody.
Stay where you are, everybody.
Where you are.
You a gun moll?
I just live here.
Take it easy, boys, will you?
Robert, did you really mean what you said
About our getting married? Of course I did. We'll make it a double wedding. I'll stand all the expenses. The reception, flowers.
Thank you, Bobby boy. Thank you, but remember, the next time it's on me.
Hello? The deacon? Not now, Mabel.